you. Man, that just never gets old.
You know what doesn't? I love that movie, and if you guys haven't recognized the reference yet, go watch Fifth Element. It's an amazing movie.
Aziz Light.
You
can't really call it Aziz Light, though.
No, you can't.
No.
What are we smoking today, Andy?
Today we're smoking the Australian, let me get this right, the Australian Classification Board.
Yes. Now, from what I understand, they are one of the harshest for banning things?
Let me put it this way. Australia is never light in the ban hammer, because what they do is ban games left and right. More games have been banned in Australia than any other country in the entire world.
Now, why do you think that is? What's different in Australia? I mean, we've all seen, of course, Crocodile Dundee. That guy was badass. Is it because he didn't play video games?
Yeah, well, I think you had made a reference earlier in our complete American ignorance that it was once a penal colony, and perhaps
it was.
They don't want to regress to becoming a penal colony once again. Actually, my parents are in Melbourne right now, having a good old time out there.
But you know what they're not doing?
No.
Playing a bunch of video games.
They're not playing Left 4 Dead 2. They're not playing, a lot of games. And it's weird, is they would initially ban a lot of games, and then they would release the ban, and the ban would be released, but they wouldn't even,
change anything?
No, they wouldn't change anything. They just change their mind. That's the only thing that would change.
Maybe some money goes their way to make, under the table, to make it unbanned.
Bag of money.
Yeah, what else would go? We want to sell to Australia. Here's 10 grand. Just change it.
I am so excited about the two games that we're going to be talking about today, though, because I happened upon this late at night on the internet, and I laughed myself silly when I saw this one. There is a game out there, and I don't know if you've heard about it yet, Handsome Tom, or other people have heard about it. Wii Dare.
I've already seen a few things about it. I know there's alternate endings. But it is a swingers Wii game.
Well, you know what? Let's just show everybody Wii Dare.
You tell me what you want is a little bit of money, and I'm sure that's true, but I'll tell you something, honey. I've got love and that'll make you feel just as high. You see, my friend Joe, it doesn't matter where he goes, but he always has a laugh, he watches the good times flow, with the love in his heart and the smile on his face that sets him right. If you could see that, babe, there's more to life. Strange though it seems in the stage that you're in tonight. Like a magic show, watch me come and go, it's a fairy tale, that's how you want to see me. I can make you cry just to let you find out the things to say. Everyone you tell me, you can see me riding in the corner of your fantasy, living dream. 'Cause every time I make it up, I proclaim that you're my everything. I love the story.
I kind of want to play it.
I'm amazed that, two things I'm amazed by. One, this is a Wii game. This isn't, now I know it's a PS3 Move game as well, so, whatever. But they've got the Wiimote, so that's what counts. That's what we're going off of. So you guys can all delete your little comments, say, well, it's also in the PS3 Move, hey, artard.
Now, interesting idea, you put the Wii in your butt and you get to spank her. I mean... could you put it in other places for maybe the game?
No, they already did that with the, shake the... with.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, this isn't banned in Australia, though, from what I understand.
Wii Dare is not banned in Australia. In fact, Ubisoft came out. They were a little concerned at first, and they wanted to give this... They had suggested this be a mature-rated game out in Australia, but you know what? The classification board decided to downgrade this game from a mature-rated game, which was recommended, to a PG-rated game.
Now, from what I understand, this game is not even being released here in America, and it's actually banned. We cannot watch that trailer.
It's not even that it's not even being released here. YouTube is now regionalized, so they can show certain things on YouTube in certain areas. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's regionalized, and so this you can watch the video. Clearly, we've got it. You can find it on the internet, but you can't find it in the normal places because they're trying to hide it.
I don't understand why. For one, that's kind of censorship here. If I can play a game called The Guy Game and there's actual titties in it, why can't I play a game that just implies that you could be a swinger? And
well, and see that's what because I was reading some different newspaper articles on this to try to get a take, because I'm not over in Australia. I can't get the down low on the down under, like some people can over there. So I'm actually going to pull up an article here to help us along from the Sydney Morning Herald. We've got the latest title in one of the most celebrated video game franchises has been banned from sales. Oh, you know what we forgot to talk about is it's actually a comparison, because here we've got PG-rated game, Wii Dare. That's a racy commercial. No matter how you slice it, the dude bends her over
and starts spanking her.
But
wait, that's not all. We'll get to that in a minute, though. The alternate endings to this, you gotta see them.
Wait till the end of the video. We're gonna pop them up on the end of the video for you. So just a little nugget of joy. Some of them a little more disturbing than others. But one of the things we forgot to mention is we have one game versus another game. The second game that we're talking about is the new Mortal Kombat. Now,
I'm excited about this one.
I'm pretty stoked too.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat has been an up and down franchise for me. Never been one where I've said, "Oh my gosh, this is so realistic. I really feel like I could rip somebody's head off personally, and I'm going to do it right now."
I'd be impressed.
Emergency surgery in the studio.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is the fact that Australia has banned Mortal Kombat. Banned.
Now, we actually talked about this on our audio program, The Prototype.
Yeah.
And I list off the reasons why it was banned. Mm-hmm. And they were all hilarious and awesome. I can't wait to see these fatalities in action because the descriptions are amazing.
No, I can understand if you're the classification board and you're a pretty strict country and you're looking at all this stuff, you're thinking to yourself as you're reading all this, wow, okay, check mark for ban, check mark for ban, check mark for ban, check mark for ban. Now, they claim they play a lot of these games, but former board members on the classification board said most of the time they just look through what's in the game and kind of make a decision based off of that. And the game, if they put the onus on the game developers, please tell us what's in your game.
Sure.
And then if you're honest about it, then we're going to let you know whether we think it's okay for people to play in this country. But the real problem is that the Australian rating system does not have an 18 and up. It's only 15 and up. So it's...
Well, that doesn't help these games for sure.
No, it certainly doesn't. So... The thing is they said that they gave the Wii Dare game, a PG rating from the classification board. As it acknowledges that it has a sexual tone, but it said that its sexual references were mild, discreetly implied, and justified by context.
So can you imagine your 12-year-old, because I think it's 12 and up for this game, spanking, I don't know, his classmate, who happens to be a female or a guy? I mean, you have to have one of the two. It's either going to be a guy or a girl.
My kind of theory, without having played this game, because Ubisoft said it will never be available in the American market, so unless we get a friend from a European market wanting to mail it to us, which would be awesome. All you guys out there in Europe, mail us the game. We'll give you a shirt.
We'll try to get some sexy girls to be in it too, because that's what it's about, I guess.
Well, I'm interested to see what the disconnect is here, because that commercial, I kind of start to feel like the commercial is designed to
it's
really...
overhyping it for me.
Yeah, I think it's overhyping it, and it's trying to sell more copies of the game, which I think it will definitely do. But I think the actual game itself is not so racy.
Can you imagine if I was like, "Hey Andy, why don't you and your wife come over? I got a game for us. It's called Wii Dare. We got a wife swap though."
Oh man, no, they do that on TV and it doesn't involve anything that has to do with that commercial. They said something here. It appears that Ubisoft has exploited a loophole in classification guidelines, as although the game encourages players to undertake risque behavior in their living rooms, graphic sexual depictions and nudity are not shown in the screen in the gameplay in itself.
Excellent.
So, what do you think of that?
It works. I don't know. It looks kind of stupid to me, though. I mean, you got this person flying through the air, and you got to spank him to go through the rings. I mean, it's like Donkey Konga with somebody's ass. So it's a game you have to play with somebody else. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know. It's weird.
I think
it's not really a loophole. I mean, it really isn't. You can put the Wiimote in your hand and shake it just as much as spanking somebody's ass.
That's true.
But I don't know how the descriptions are.
I think the loophole they're saying is that the commercial's super racy, but the game itself really doesn't have anything inside of it. I think that's the loophole that they're trying to sell it as a sex game, but then when you actually pick it up, it might not be as
kind of dumb.
Yeah, it might not be as... But I guess the board didn't have time for Mortal Kombat, but they made time to get their flirt on with the Wii Dare.
So basically, they are the opposite of America. Here, sexual connotations are inappropriate, but violence is great. There, Sexual stuff is great, but violence is not okay.
Not okay.
We're a bunch of prudes, and they're a bunch of pussies.
Wow, there you go.
That's pretty much what you get out of it.
All right, so to the...
I'm talking about the ratings board, not Australia in general.
Okay, yeah, no, we love Australia. We love our Australian fans. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie for us.
Yes.
I know we're going to get killed in our forums for saying that. I'm sorry. But you know what I say to the classification board in Australia? Smoke you!